How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Rowlets, and welcome to a brand new video, guys. Now, it's really early in the morning, and I thought I'd make a video for you guys real quick, because essentially the rest of the day, I'm going to have to take care of my baby brother, so I'm not going to be around for most of the day to record videos, but I thought I'd do this one because you guys keep sending me and messaging me about Temtem, asking me, hey, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know what you think about it. And I thought we'd go through Temtem, their trailers, essentially some of the new stuff they're actually doing, and this thing right in front of me, which is amazing. So if you don't know Temtem, it's essentially kind of like a game in the style of Pokemon, but they're not using Pokemon, like, they're not stealing any Pokemon stuff like that, like in terms of like designs, names, or any of that sort of stuff. So they're their own unique thing, but they're very similar to Pokemon, and a lot of the Pokemon community are, thereby jumping into this game and being excited for it. And what they're doing right now, and I'll show you gameplay for it, they're actually taking a design by Isaac Run Good here, which is also known as Poke Ninja, who made that platypus fake starter. If you guys remember that fake starter from like earlier this year, this one, he's actually taken this and making it into play Temtem. They're taking this and making it into an actual Pokemon in the game, or a Temtem in the game. Sorry, I say Pokemon because, well, it's the easiest way to go around. But they're making it into an actual Temtem. So they say here, when Isaac Run Good reached us with the idea of bringing this little guy to Temtem, we were just speechless. Now he has become a breeder backer in our campaign, and the idea is becoming a reality. Let's show him some love. So, yeah, they're actually making this thing into an actual Pokemon. This is actually going to be, a Temtem. Again, why am I saying Pokemon for? Because, well, Pokemon, etc. But either way, so that is happening, guys. It's not even a joke. They're actually making the platypus into an actual Temtem in the game. It's going to be a thing, and I've got to say, I'm really excited, because the thing is, this game looks fantastic. They've already reached their goal that they wanted to achieve. They already hit it, which was 70,000, and I don't know if they hit their 90,000. They actually did, so the Nuzlocke mode is going to be added. They also have something like an arcade bar or whatever, and new mythical Temtem at 160,000, so I'm not sure how far they've gotten now, but I don't think they've reached the next milestone because they haven't tweeted about it. But yeah, the game is looking fresh, though. They have tons of crazy looking like Temtems. They look freaking amazing. I'm super excited for this game. So let's take a look at some other stuff about this game, which is the trailers. So I thought we'd go here and take a look at all the parts of the trailer that they've done here. So actually, I think they have mainly two here, but they've also done other games because, they're a studio and they do other stuff as well. But let's take a look at the first one right here, the first Temtem trailer that they had, which right here shows like a little bit of gameplay. So we've already seen most of this gameplay in the other trailer as well. If you guys haven't watched this, I'll make sure to link it to you guys. But they've already gone through some of these things. And what's really amazing about this game is that it kind of does what Pokemon should kind of do, which is like, this kind of MMO RPG type of Pokemon world where you can go around and play with your friends. Because if you see in this game, you have this guy Kanoki running past him here, which is just another player. He is a Pokemon like a Temtem following. I keep saying Pokemon, but he has a Temtem following him, and then the player character that you're playing as also has their Temtem right behind them, and is just running over this bridge, and you're playing together on these islands. There's several of them. You run around, you battle people, you trade with people, that sort of stuff. Let's continue. See, so again, there's tons of these islands, quote unquote, that you can visit. And I assume that when the game goes into its first alpha, it's probably going to just be a few islands and stuff, so not too many. That design right there for that Pokemon, or that Temtem, again, I'm going to keep saying Pokemon for most of these, I'm so sorry. But that Temtem right there looks very similar to like Espeon, or has a kind of like a design in that style. And again, the freaking, like, the actual graphics in this game are beautiful. Like, I've got to be honest, the graphics in this game are fantastic. Now, a lot of people are saying it's going to get, like, I'm going to just answer this right now. For anybody saying it's going to get DMCA'd, they can't, Nintendo can't DMCA a game that doesn't use any of their property, any of their designs, any of their, any of their property, any of their names, any of their designs, and any of that sort of stuff. They're not using any of that. And simply saying that they can strike them for just having the concept of having, creatures being caught through cards or whatever, that's just like, saying that would be illegal for them to do is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. They're not going to get striked. They're not going to get DMCA'd for literally making their own stuff. Like, yeah, you want to make the argument that they're basing this a little too close to Pokemon in design and that sort of stuff? Sure. Go right ahead and say that, but they're not stealing anything from Pokemon. They're not copying anything directly from Pokemon. When I say directly, I mean directly. They're not taking, like, when fan games basically go and take the Pokemon name, plaster it on, and call, like, Pokemon, hentai, whatever. Just like they call it something, right? And they have Pokemon the name. They take Pokemon from the actual games, and then they make a game out of that. If somebody just took that and made a Pokemon game and then sold that Pokemon game, then you could say that is copying because you've stolen stuff directly from those games, or you've based or maybe if they base all the designs exactly on like every single Pokemon that exists in the real Pokemon games, then that is like copying and stealing. This isn't copying and stealing. This is just simply making your own version of something that already kind of exists and existed for like so many years now, for decades literally. So they're making their own kind of version of monster capturing, which is what Pokemon's all about. You go around capturing monsters, and they're just doing their own variant on this and their own version and take on it, right? And they call it Temtem, and it looks amazing. So we continue on here. You see the player character runs with a female character who actually like splits off on the other side here. And actually, I gotta say it again, the graphics in this are beautiful. They're very vibrant. And I don't know how battles are gonna work against like NPCs, if that's even gonna be a thing, because you notice like I'm noticing there's like not too many NPCs, but there's a lot of players. Like, there's a lot of players running around. The water looks beautiful. It really looks like lustrous and great. And the actual art style, again, it's just so freaking nice. I can't deny that it's really nice. So we run up here. We're gonna go into the grass, and that is it for the first trailer. So that is essentially the simple rundown of the first trailer. Now we open up the second trailer here, and this one actually shows some more stuff actually in it. So first things first, again, this time around you have a different character. So there's a lot of customization on characters' designs and that sort of stuff. There's a lot of those sort of things. Continue running here and pop into a battle. And boom, that's how battles look like. By the way, they look freaking amazing. So, again, for the art style, it looks very lustrous and beautiful and colorful. But also, it kind of reminds me of another game I've seen on on the computer. Like, another game that essentially has a similar art style, which is very, like, poly-ish, you know what I mean? So, like, I would say that the Pokemon game we're probably going to get next year is probably going to be way more polished and way more high-quality graphics and that sort of stuff. But this game is more, like, cartoony and fun and, like, a little bit all over the place. And I kind of like that. So, I'm on board for that. And there you go, a bunch of Pokemon you can catch. And actually, sorry, Temtem you can catch. I'm going to keep saying Pokemon because it's just easier for me to say that. But, you see, these cards are essentially what Temtems are kept inside of. And then you can pop them out. You got two of them in double battles, so there are double battles. Actually, you can use two Pokemon against one, which is really strange, if I gotta be honest. The moves look amazing. The actual animations for moves are great. Like, they're really not, like, poorly made. Look at that! Like, that is good looking, I gotta say. Like, that ain't too bad, considering they are a, I guess, indie studio working on this, and they aren't, like, a high, like, whatchamacallit, like a AAA studio. And also, if we look at, the outfits here, like, you have a really huge amount of, like, variation you can go through. You've got, like, random girl with mohawk, that's blue and, like, light blue and freaking dark blue, like, skeleton outfits. I'm not sure, like a jogger or whatever. And then this looks like a Greninja almost. Like, this literally looks like it's supposed to be like a Greninja, which, by the way, I think it's supposed to be like a homage. But, it looks beautiful. And there you go. So if somebody was wanting to try, like, say again that it's copying whatever, I mean, you can say that it's copying for the quote-unquote Greninja outfit, but again, it's just giving homage, and again, it's not stealing. If you're not directly taking Greninja, you're stealing its models, you're stealing its overall design, and then putting it in the game, and it's being like, you're trying to make, like, essentially, if the same way like fair use works, right? If I was to take a video and react to it, right? If I'm just sitting there and watching it and reacting to it, then that wouldn't count as transformative and, improved work or changed work. But if I take that work that they have made and I twist it around, I add to it, I change it, I remix it around, if I do those sort of things, then that is totally fine. They're not even taking anything at all. They're just like they just made it an outfit that's similar to how Greninja looks like. Big deal. I just want to make sure to point this out, because I know there's so many people that instantly, whenever a fan game is released, people just jump like on this bandwagon. This isn't a fan game, but like usually when fan games are released, people jump on this bandwagon of like, it's going to get DMCA'd. Hey, people are saying Phoenix Rising was going to get DMCA'd. It hasn't gotten DMCA'd, so that's a bit of a dumb thing to kind of go with. Like, don't assume just because just because a game is either based or similar to Pokemon, that it's instantly going to get DMCA'd by Nintendo. So, we continue on here, and this is probably my favorite part about this game. You actually have player housing, so you have your own house, you can actually build it up, you can decorate it, and it looks awesome, dude. I'm so excited for this because Pokemon has never had anything like this. I mean, it kind of has, though. It has. I'm not going to deny. It has had it with, like, secret bases, but we haven't seen it, rather. We haven't seen it in a while. So seeing it in this game, working, like, with full-on player housing and stuff, it is pretty exciting, if I'm going to be honest. And, of course, you know, here we see a little bit of battling and that sort of stuff. So that is, of course, in the game. Now, here's the only part where I will say that this is a bit, like, they shouldn't have done this, and that's right here, okay? So this animation right here is really awesome, but then when you take on, okay, this right here, this they shouldn't have done. This, I will agree with you, this is a bit like, why did you do the whole animation like very similar and very much exactly like Pokemon does it, where you have like a flashing background, like one of those anime, you know, flashing backgrounds, and then the character stands still, does a little bit of an animation, and then, like, you know, they stand still, boom, and then behind them pops up a shadow in a different color. That is very much what Pokemon did for Sun and Moon, and it seems a bit odd seeing it like that, you know what I mean, represented again, but you should just twist it around and made it slightly different. I don't know, man, I ain't digging that too much, but it is what it is. To continue on here, you see the evolution of Pokemon, how battles work like against other people, and I think that is just about it. So, here you go. You run up, I guess this is the legendary Pokemon right here, because it's going to pop up. Look at that. There we go. So yeah, legendary Pokemon, and that is it, guys. Temtem. Support us on Kickstarter. So yeah, their Kickstarter is still going strong, I think, and I'm definitely going to be supporting this game, because I want to play this. I'm excited. It almost looks like something like that could actually rival Pokemon in a sense, because it does seem to offer a lot. Like, it's not like it's just like a big thing or whatever. Like, it's not like it's a whatever thing, right? It looks really good and actually looks really nice. And and then somebody actually commented that Pokemon could use some competition, which yeah, no, it's always better. Like, here's the thing, right? The Pokemon doesn't innovate or change much in the good directions usually, because they don't have anybody to you know, challenge them in that area, which, you know, they're in, because they're very much in their own lane and nobody really messes with them in that lane. I mean, Digimon tried to, but it failed miserably. You know, and Yu-Gi-Oh is like a different franchise, as cards and stuff, and not like just, you know, not like capturing monsters and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? Like, they never had any major competition. But if this game pops up and it's actually popular enough, which currently so far a lot of people are excited for it, a lot of people are actually supporting it, and if we go to their Kickstarter, you will notice that they are actually, like, you know, they're actually reached already their goal, 1.6 million Swedish krona, when they got about 3,630 backers and 24 days to go. You know what I mean? They've already reached their new mythical Temtem, mounts, and Nintendo Switch at 250,000, sorry, not million, 250,000. And, you know, that's, I mean, again, it's just literally like, it's pretty insane. I've got to be honest, it's pretty insane. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really do hope they hit the 251, because I want to see this game on Nintendo Switch. I want to see this game on Nintendo Switch, and I know they can probably pull it off really nicely, but, I don't know, man, guys. So either way, so that's going to be the end of the video, guys. If you did enjoy, then, you know, drop a like down below. Thank you so much for watching as well. I will see you all in the next video. And also, before we just go, just let me know in the comment section down below, guys. Would you be picking this game up? Would you buy it? And what do you feel about it? Do you think this game is good, bad? Do you think it's good for more competition for Pokemon? So they will have to, you know, put in extra work into their game and make sure the games are perfect for us, the consumers, so they're giving us the better product. You know, what are your thoughts about that, guys? So let me know in the comment section below, you know, about that. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Ruffled Rowlet. Have a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.